Hi fam, I am back. I've been missing MIA, but today I have something exciting. So, you've seen me talk about mentorship, blueprint, real estate growth program, but then quite a number of you, when you reach out, you have no clue what this mentorship is all about. And I got something amazing in store for you. Now, in my just concluded blueprint program, I thought of just bringing a couple of my mentees to have a sit down with me and perhaps just share their story, which could actually make you think of why you're not part of this community. So I'm going to dive in on how these conversations went down. I'm your host, and welcome back to Property Chat with Lucy. Welcome back. I did mention that I had an opportunity of having a candid conversation with a couple of my mentees. This is the first sitting that I was so eager, as you are, to hear out what this mentorship has been for them. And one of the things I'm going to ask, I really need you to be very raw, very real, and let people see the value, because I've seen the transformation happen in your careers. All right. So I will let them introduce themselves. My good name is Lucy Thuo. I'm the host of a Property Chat with Lucy, and welcome to this mentorship series. So let's introduce ourselves to the audience. It's your pleasure.
Hello, everyone. My good name is Lucy. I happen to share my first name with my mentor, and I'm so grateful to be here. Looking forward to having an interesting conversation about my journey. Thank you for having me, Lucy.
Okay, you're welcome. Many people call this a hot seat, but breathe in. We just want to hear those raw conversations about your journey in the mentorship space, right? Good. The lady in red.
Oh, thank you, Lucy. Thank you. My beautiful name is Paris Kinyanjui, and I'm happy to be here today. My first podcast, and I'm happy to be here with Lucy. You know, Lucy has been our mentor for 12 weeks, and I'm happy to be here to be able to share my raw journey. I mean, from a novice realtor to now an experienced realtor. So thank you.
You're welcome. Now, interesting when you're talking, I'm just thinking my first encounter with you, and you had a lot of questions on what are you offering in your mentorship program? And this takes me to my first question to you guys. Why did you join this realtor mentorship?
That's an interesting question. For me, first of all, as I said, you're my mentor. And I've been watching you from Instagram, and I used to admire you a lot. And I just wanted to know what keeps you going. And I wanted to learn from the best.
Oh, wow. I'm the best. Anyway, I take that with a lot of appreciation. Thank you so much.
For me, it's an interesting one, and I think I mentioned it to you. I think once you did your rebranding, I kept on seeing you, because of the interest I had in real estate. So I kept on seeing your reels, your post, and I'm like, who is this lady? The moment you posted that you're doing mentorship program, I was like, okay, this is my chance now. Let me dive into this new space I have interest in. So, I mean, it was a good. I actually you put a post on IG, and I said, you know what, let me sign up. And it's the best decision I ever made for myself. So, yeah.
You're in that decision stage, as we call it in this market. But yeah, you didn't even hesitate. I spoke with Paris, and the next thing, she had already signed up. That's how decided she was, I need someone to work with. Which takes me to, you've signed up, you've joined the mentorship. How has it been in terms of, if I may say, your expectations? Have they been met? What have you learned as your mindset changed? I would love to understand, because at times, yesterday I saw something interesting where a parent was asking the mom was asking her kids, can I know what mom does right and does wrong? On this other side of mentorship, you never know if you're giving out the right information. Is it impacting? But if I hear it from you and my viewers, I'll ideally be so happy. This is the first ever conversation I'm having in my 1.5 years of mentoring, So I'd love to know, has your mindset changed? How? And what are some of the surprises you've probably, is the Lucy that you admired on social media, you've met her in person? Let's hear more about that.
Interesting. My mindset has really changed completely. And the most interesting thing that I've learned is that real estate is not just buying and selling. You have to become an advisor to your client. You have to be a consultant. You wear so many hats. Mm-hmm. And I don't regret. Mm-hmm. I learned a lot. And also about the most interesting bit is that what I thought I knew, I came to realize I knew nothing. It was like I had a blank book. Mm-hmm. But right now, after 12 weeks, I feel like what I've grabbed at this point, I think I'm good to go.
Okay.
Yes.
I might have a question for you. Mm-hmm. What was your perception about real estate before you joined the mentorship?
Was real estate, I didn't think there were maths. First of all, I didn't think about the relationship, especially. I used to think once you're done with the client, he or she has seen the property they bought. No, that's it. Okay. Now I know the journey continues. Yeah. It doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Paris.
So quite interesting, and I'd like to echo some of the sentiments that Lucy has mentioned. There's a science to real estate. It's not about buy and selling. So there's, as she's mentioned, there's everything that goes into closing that deal. And it should not be, as a realtor, it should not be focused only on money. Oh, how much commission I'm going to make in this sale? So there's a science behind it. Being professional, creating that relationship, understanding what is the motivation for that particular buyer or seller that is going to give you the listing or is going to give you the job, understanding everything so that you're able to match, the buyer and the seller and meet the actual goal of this particular either buyer or seller. So for me, I feel that it's been, the surprise that I got out of this is, there's a lot of that goes in. Even the science bit of it is also the math. And the other thing that I learned being a professional realtor is not about selling a unit or a property because of the views. Be a professional, be the one that is giving customer advice in terms of what is the return of investment you're going to put in. So know the math that goes into it. So for me, that has been the game changer. And I think is the biggest takeout I took from, or the surprise that I got from this engagement.
Actually, you're hitting me with a very big... I'm just listening to you guys, and I remember the first session when we were starting this mentorship, I told you need to speak like real estate professionals. I've heard you talk about the seller's motivation. Kudos, man. That's really, when you're in rooms, people need to know that you own the card of your profession, Now, you've ideally... given out like a whole rounded kind of impact. What was your favorite session of the 12 weeks?
Oh, wow. My favorite session was branding. Mm-hmm. That comes to dressing, how you present yourself, how you talk to your clients. Like when people see, like for example, when people see you, they expect excellence. So that was very uninteresting because definitely you lead as an example. So branding was my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Paris.
Interesting. And I think most of us know my best interesting bit is the math side. And what I learned is the interesting bit is that the section where we were doing the financial side of real estate brought up the skills that I've gathered all through. And I came to realize, like, actually what I've been learning in terms of the financial side of things, I can actually apply in real estate. And I found that that's a strength also that I have over and above learning being a 360 agent, a realtor. So for me, the act of, learning new skills. 12 weeks, I didn't know what goes into this. Yeah. Look at me right now. Yeah. I am very confident. I'm able to run models, financial models, and now advising customers or clients using numbers because, we cannot always sell just because it's a prime property. How is it prime numbers-wise?
You can all agree with me. Mentorship changes how you see things, how you do your craft. And I'd love to know, how are you doing business differently now from how before you joined the mentorship?
For me, currently, I now have a bigger database because I learned not to let go of my clients. Mm-hmm. The relationship continues.
Yes.
And I appreciate you for that.
Thank you. Wow. This is the best conversation I think I've ever had. Paris?
So for me, how I'm doing things differently is maintaining the relationships with the clients, follow-up. One of the biggest things that I learned, and I think it's a natural skill that everybody should have, especially when in a sales-related entity, job or career. So you have to follow up. How many realtors are following that client, investor, developer? How many of them are? You have to be on the face of that particular customer. Mm-hmm. So for me, I focus on creating data, have like a central place to maintain the conversations that we have with the customer, making proper follow-ups, and maintaining that relationship. When they're thinking of how do I run these numbers? who do I nominate? Which realtor do I nominate for this job? The first name in their head should be Paris. Oh, wow. Yes. That investor, that developer should just be Paris. Mm-hmm. Yes. And I've learned from the best, Lucy.
So what do you love about Lucy's mentorship style?
I love something that I really admire and love about your mentorship style is that you don't sugarcoat things. Mm-hmm. And you just hit whatever comes your way, you always know what to do. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter how tough things are. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter how situations are. Mm-hmm. You always know what to do.
Okay. Paris?
Very good question. I like the way your mentorship happens. It's very personal. It's very, very intimate. And I like the way it's not a whole class of 20 people, so that you're able to understand everyone's strengths, weaknesses, and you're able to pull them together and align them to each their goal. That why did we all come to do the real estate mentorship class? So for me, I like the way you are very patient. You're very knowledgeable. That's no doubt. You're very, very knowledgeable. And the way you share, you have gathered these skills for so many years, and you don't want us to go through the murky waters that you went through. Well, they're important to give us experience, but you're guiding us how to get ourselves out of the murky waters. We'll meet the who and who, everyone in the real estate journey, but the way you have managed to guide us through the whole journey, you're very patient, knowledgeable. You're able to handhold everybody. The class of 7 people, you are able to support us, each and everyone. And I'm sure right now, we all know our strengths and we're all ready to work as a team. Oh, wow. So that I give it to you. Yeah.
Thank you. Guys, I'll shock you and tell you, I can attest, these were beginner realtors, but now the confidence, the knowledge that they can comfortably sit here and share their journey with you, I must applaud you.
Thank you.
Honestly.
Thank you.
It's one thing to mentor, but it's another thing to see the knowledge coming to fruition. Now, a bit of fun in my classes in terms of the style that I was talking about. What is that one catchphrase that you will take with you, that that it has stuck in your mind. And anytime you're doing a transaction, it hits your head. Lucy always says A, B, C, D. Da, 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 da.
That's so interesting. My take home is Lucy will always say, don't chase the money. Period. Always the relationships matter.
And we're all here for money.
We are all here for money, but relationships matter because that relationship will give you referrals. Yes.
Okay, good. One client, you can get multiple businesses and you can build an empire. If you do one right, they are going to bring their community to you. So take that with you as well.
Interesting. I like that. I think one of the things that we stuck through. The other thing that I like and caught my attention is always put everything in writing. Always put, that's no-brainer. And you see, real estate is it's a very emotional kind of transaction. So emotions might come in, and because we became friends with the client, you might say, oh, that WhatsApp message is clear enough. No. We have friends, but let's put it in writing so that everyone is clear. It's clear out there. So one thing that I got, put everything in writing, always.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Let's flip the mics. Do you have any question for your mentor, if I may ask?
Absolutely.
Good.
What was your biggest deal, and how did it change your life or perception?
Let me just say this. I would say it was a 6-digit commission deal. Okay. And the first time that happened, I was like, oh, Lucy, you can. It gave me this power in me, and I actually had to sit down, evaluate how I do business, especially for that particular deal, because I had gone through a session of deals on the table, but they never close. But I wanted to know, why did I close on this one? That has been a game changer on how I do business. Relationship. Okay. And I would say this, your excellence will not, the people you collaborate with, ideally. I have quite a number of people who reach out to me and they tell me, how do you make sure that you collaborate with, credible people? I would want to say this, your excellence of doing things is not pegged on integrity of other people. If you start doubting yourself because of some issues with fellow agents, that's why they didn't go through, you lose your power. Okay? So you need to believe in yourself. You need to know that you have the power, you have the mindset, and you have the will to push hard conversations to the end.
So, Lucy, for me, I would like to know, or probably just, as you say, pick your brain, which here I'm sure we are doing it for today. Today, I'm sure I'm not going to get an invoice. So you've been doing this mentorship program for 1.5 years. So, you have already cohort 1, they have graduated. We are part of the cohort 2. What is the impact that you've seen also in the market? Where I say in the market, the realtors you released to the market last year, and now this cohort. So what impact have you seen?
I would say one of the things I've seen in those few realtors I've mentored, it's a level of confidence they have because it comes from the knowledge they have gained. And also, I've worked with some in some of my assignments. Mentorship is a journey. They still reach out for guidance. And the thing about mentorship and what I've seen, they've understood that mentorship is a journey. By getting that certificate we issue does not mean the end of things. In terms of transformation, I've met people who will tell me, I love what so-and-so is doing. And you see, when people can see excellence in service delivery, and that's pegged to, this was one of your mentees, it gives you the why to keep on pushing, And it's amazing how my first class is always very different with the last class. because I'm talking to professionals. I'm talking to people who are confident in terms of they can approach a client, they can conduct site visits professionally, and they know that this business is based on relationship, professionalism, trust, and credibility. So I would say that is something that I've seen, and it gives me joy at the end of the day. So what next for you guys as we close up?
For me, this is a new beginning, and I'm looking forward to creating more content. After it's one thing that we learn from you. Don't go out there if you don't know if you're not confident and if you don't have you're not knowledgeable. I first wanted to gain more knowledge, then be out there.
Girl, that's positioning and then branding. All right? You got it right. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Yes, for me, I think the next step is still continue sharpening my skills, gaining the knowledge. And then now my end goal by the end of this year, and after finish now the whole mentoring program, is start my own entity. I already identified a name. I just need to register it. So guys, can I say the name? Mm-hmm. Drum rolls. Sovereign Real Estate Group.
From your mouth to God's ears. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the best. And thank you for making time, trusting in my ability to point to you. And I'm so happy to know that the mentorship has really done amazing works in your career.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That has been amazing. Let's see the next set, what unveils from their story as well. Stay tuned.
Thank you.